What if the NHL regular season ended today? Right now, we are about 20 games into the NHL's regular season, and there's this great stat that says since 2006, 76% of the teams that sit in a playoff spot at American Thanksgiving make the playoffs every single year. So this has been like a point to look at the standings on who's in the playoffs and who is out, because if you're in right now, you're most likely going to make it. And well, if you're out, you're most likely to miss, like my goddamn Edmonton Oilers. So what we're going to be doing in today's video is we are going to be ending the regular season at this exact moment, and we are going to take each conference's playoff matchups and put them in the NHL 24, and we're going to go on and see who takes home the Stanley Cup at the end of the year. But before we do that, I'm going to tell you who wins every single major individual award up to this point. The date that I'm recording this is the 25th of November. For me, the Ted Lindsay would go to Quinn Hughes, the Art Ross is going to go to Nikita Kucherov, the Hart Trophy also to Quinn Hughes, and the Norris as well. The Maurice Richard is going to go to Nikita Kucherov, who sits at 15 goals right now. For the Vezina, I think I would go with Thatcher Demko, and for the Selke, I really don't have a clue on who would get it right now. It's kind of too early to tell, but I mean, looking at the point standings right now, Nikita Kucherov currently leads with 35 points. The next closest is Quinn Hughes with 32. JT Miller's up there. Pasternak has 30 as well. Cale Makar has 29. The Norris race this season is going to be insane, but right now, I think Quinn Hughes would take it. Braden Point is having a great season. Elias Pettersson. William Nylander is playing himself into a big-ass contract. Now, for goals in the NHL, Kucherov leads with 15. Kyle Connor's up there with 14. Austin Matthews has 14. JT Miller, 13. Sam Reinhart is up there as well. Crosby has 13. So if the NHL season ended today, here are the playoff matchups. On the West, we have Vegas and Seattle, Vancouver and LA, Colorado and St. Louis, and Winnipeg and Dallas. Now on the East side, we have Boston and Detroit, Florida and Tampa Bay, New York and Toronto, and Washington and Carolina. Honestly, I was shocked to see the Capitals sitting second in the Metro. These are the teams that sit in a playoff spot right now at American Thanksgiving, or a couple days past. So it is time to go on and see who wins the Stanley Cup at the end of the 2023-2024 NHL season. The Seattle Kraken are going to dominate Vegas in game number 1, stealing it on the road. Colorado is going to win game 1 4-2 over St. Louis. The Boston Bruins win game number 1 over Detroit 3-2. The New York Rangers are going to absolutely dominate Toronto 7-3 in game number 1. The LA Kings are going to steal game 1 over Vancouver in overtime. Alex Lafreniere, not the one that's a bust, the other one, is going to score for LA. Laffy is actually doing very good this season. I'm very surprised, but also very happy for him. Dallas is going to shut out Winnipeg 3-0 in Game 1. Florida is going to win Game 1 over Tampa Bay 3-2. Carolina is somewhat going to dominate Washington 5-3 in Game number 1. Seattle's going to take a 2-0 lead over the defending champs. Colorado is going to absolutely dominate St. Louis 5-2 in Game number 2. The Boston Bruins are going to go up 2-0 in their series. The Rangers are going to go up 2-0 over the Toronto Maple Leafs after a 3-2 victory in game number 2. The LA Kings are going to steal both games in Vancouver as they head back to LA with a 2-0 series lead. And the Dallas Stars are also going to go up 2-0 in their series. Tampa Bay is going to dominate Florida in game 2 to tie up the series at 1 apiece. And the Washington Capitals are going to tie up their series at 1 with Carolina after a 4-2 victory. The Seattle Kraken have the defending Stanley Cup champions 1 game away from getting eliminated in round number 1. St. Louis is going to win their first game of their series with Colorado. They're not going to get swept. And the Red Wings are going to pull out an absolute gong show of a game. I mean, it was 5-0 at one point, and then it was 5-5. And then they pulled out the overtime winner, Daniel Sprong, on Jeremy Swayman. Toronto is going to win their very first game of the series, 3-2 over the Rangers. Vancouver is going to dominate LA in game 3, 5-2. The Winnipeg Jets are going to put 10 on Dallas's head, winning their very first game of the series, 10-5. Tampa Bay is going to take a 2-1 series lead over Florida. Braden Point scored the overtime winner. And in triple overtime, Marty Necas is going to score for Carolina as they win game number 3, 4-3. And the Vegas Golden Knights are the first team to get eliminated from the playoffs as Seattle sweeps them. St. Louis is actually going to tie up their series with Colorado at 2 apiece after a 3-1 victory. Austin is going to go up 3-1 over the Red Wings, as well as the Rangers over the Toronto Maple Leafs. Vancouver is going to tie up their series with LA at 2 apiece after a 4-0 victory. victory. The Winnipeg Jets are going to tie up their series after dominating Dallas. Florida is going to dominate Tampa Bay 6-3 and tie up their series as well. And Carolina is going to go up 3-1 over Washington. The St. Louis Blues are going to absolutely dominate Colorado and go up 3-2 in their series. And the Red Wings are going to live to fight another day as they force a Game 6 after a 2-1 victory. And the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to force a Game 6 as well after a 4-2 victory over the Rangers. And the Vancouver Canucks are going to take a 3-2 series lead over LA after a 5-4 barn burner. And Winnipeg is also going to take a 3-2 series lead over the Dallas Stars, as well as the Florida Panthers after dominating Tampa Bay 6-1. And Washington is out of here as Carolina beats them in 5 games of round number 1. And the St. Louis Blues are going to pull off the upset as they beat Colorado in 6 games in round number 1. And the Red Wings are going to force a Game 7 against Boston after being down 3-1. The Boston Bruins are literally choking a 3-1 lead for back-to-back years. And the Rangers have eliminated the Toronto Maple Leafs in 6 games in round number 1. And here we are in LA as the Vancouver Canucks are up 3-2 in the series. The Kings are trying to force a Game 7 and they lead by 1 with 2 minutes to go here. In the third period, can they hold on and force a game number 7? Anderson coming in, good shot on net. Demko is going to make the save though, but they're definitely going to try for points. Matthew Tkachuk is leading all skaters with 10 points in the very first round. 50 seconds to go. The clock is ticking down. Adrian Kempe coming in, gets bodied at the hash marks. 25 seconds to go. Not a lot of time. Vancouver, one last rush. They empty their net. Pettersson, oh my god, is that going in? Oh my Jesus. How did that puck stay out of the net? That looked like the overtime goal against Chicago and Toronto as the LA Kings are going to hold on and force a Game 7 back in Vancouver. And the Winnipeg Jets are off to round number 2 as they beat Dallas in 6 games. And the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to force a Game 7 with the Florida Panthers. So the Boston Bruins are leading 2-1 with 3 minutes to go here in Game 7 over the Red Wings. Are they going to be able to hold on here, or is Detroit going to force a... Oh my god! Are they going to force overtime? What a save by their goaltender. Lucas Raymond coming down over Larkin. Dylan Larkin gets poked off by Charlie McAvoy there. 28 seconds to go. Sider coming in. Why on earth would he pass that? Oh my god, this computer AI is borderline terrible. Over to Raymond. Shot on net. Doesn't even go. Charlie McAvoy trying to clear it. Turns it over though. Wallman blocked in front of the net, and the Boston Bruins are not going to blow a 3-1 lead as they are going to move on to round number 2 after beating the Detroit Red Wings in Game 7. That was a lot closer of a series than I honestly thought, but I mean, it was 3-1 at one point. Detroit did come back to force a Game 7, but Boston and their experience are going to pull it out. Hey, yo. And it looks like the Vancouver Canucks... Oh, wait, we are not done yet. And here we are in Game 7, 3:22 to go. The Vancouver Canucks to lead 3-2 over the LA Kings, trying to win Game 7 at home. Philip Deneau, Spence in the middle, shoots it, rebound. What a save by Thatcher Demko. That might have just saved Vancouver's season, as the LA Kings are also on a power play. 45 seconds to go on that as they're trying to get back in Vancouver's zone. Nice breakout pass there. Dubois. Pierre-Luc Dubois coming in. Gets turned over by Tyler Myers. Vancouver trying to get it out. Not going to do it, though. Dubois is going to head to the net. No! Gets it poked off by Demko, and the LA Kings have a delayed penalty. Vancouver is going to the power play for the rest of the game. Philip Deneau, why on earth? Look at this. This is an awful tripping penalty. If you do that in the playoffs, your ass is getting benched. Well, it looks like Vancouver might pull this off, boys. They do have a power play for the rest of the game. Only 50 seconds to go. I mean, LA empty their net. They're going for broke here. The Kings backdoor. What a save again by Demko. Demko is an absolute brick wall. Mikheyev coming in. Empty net. Is he going to put it home? He cannot put it home for some reason. He's an NHL caliber player. 10 seconds to go. Nice turnover there. Mikheyev Is he going to put it home this time? He is, as the Vancouver Canucks are off to round number 2 as they beat the LA Kings in Game 7 of round number 1. And it looks like the Florida Panthers are going to dominate Tampa Bay in Game 7, 4-1. So here we are, boys, round number 2. There's only 8 teams remaining in the NHL. In the West, we have Vancouver and Seattle, Winnipeg and St. Louis. On the East, we have Boston, Florida, a rematch of last season, and then the New York Rangers and Carolina Hurricanes, which is also a rematch. So let's go on and see who makes the conference finals for the West and Eastern Conference. The Vancouver Canucks are going to take game number 1 over Seattle 4-3. Winnipeg is going to absolutely dominate St. Louis in game 1 6-1. Boston is going to win game 1 4-1 over Florida, and Carolina is going to dominate the Rangers 5-1. And the Vancouver Canucks are going to go up 2-0 over the Seattle Kraken after a 6-3 victory. St. Louis is going to tie up their series with Winnipeg. Boston is going to continue to dominate as they beat Florida in game number 2 3-1. The Rangers are basically going to get dominated 5-2 in game 2 as Carolina goes up 2-0 in the series. And the Vancouver Canucks are going to go up 3-0 over the Seattle Kraken on the verge of being swept after a 1-0 victory in game number 3. And the St. Louis Blues have taken a 2-1 series lead. And the Boston Bruins are going to go up 3-0 over Florida off a David Pastrnak overtime winner. Can you imagine if Florida comes back and beats Boston in game 7? And Carolina is going to shut out the Rangers, also going up 3-0 in their series. And the Seattle Kraken are going to live to fight another day, beating Vancouver 5-4. Vince Dunn gets the overtime winner. The Winnipeg Jets are going to dominate St. Louis and tie up their series at 2 apiece. And Florida is going to force a game 5 as well. Dmitry Kulikov is going to score the overtime winner. And the Carolina Hurricanes are the first team to advance to the conference finals as they sweep the Rangers. And the Seattle Kraken are trying to hold on here and force a game 6 back at home as they are leading 5-4 with 2 minutes to go in the third period. JT Miller coming up here, trying to dump it in. Doesn't get it to go, though. Jordan Eberle going to skate it out. Matty Beniers, 20 seconds to go. Can Seattle hold on? In the middle, Eberle, rebound. Jared McCann could not put that home for some reason on Demko. Remember, Demko is an absolute brick wall. Or will the Seattle Kraken hold on and force a Game 6 face-off 1? Doesn't get the shot to go, and we are headed to a Game 6 back in Seattle. The St. Louis Blues are going to take a 3-2 series lead over Winnipeg after a 5-2 victory. The Florida Panthers are trying to hold on to a 3-2 lead and force a Game 6 back at home with the Boston Bruins, just like they did last season in the playoffs. Boston here trying to tie up the game, trying to advance to the conference finals. Nice shot on that there. Good save by Bob, though. Ekblad in the corner. 20 seconds to go in the third period. Not a lot of time for Boston. Oh my God, Barkov. Why are you trying to slap shot that, my guy? Trying to feed the middle. Goes behind the net to Heinen. In front of the net. What a save by Bobrovsky. 5 seconds to go. Not enough time as Florida is going to force a Game 6 with the Boston Bruins, as history looks like it might be repeating itself yet again. The Seattle Kraken are trying to hold on to a 2-1 lead and force a Game 7 with the Vancouver Canucks. Are they going to be able to do it? 1:40 to go in the third period. Quinn Hughes at the point, rips a shot. Good save by Grubauer, though. Empty net for Vancouver. Adam Larson going to skate it out, and he's going to put home the empty netter as the Seattle Kraken are going to force a Game 7 with the Vancouver Canucks after being down, what, 3-1 in the series? No, it was actually 3-0, and they're going to force a Game 7. This is crazy. And the Jets are off to the conference finals after beating St. Louis in 6 games. Actually, I was wrong. They're actually going to force a Game 7. I don't know why I said Winnipeg won the series. I guess I lost track. And here we go. We have overtime in game number 6 between the Boston Bruins and Florida Panthers. Florida trying to force a Game 7 for the second straight year against the Boston Bruins. Meanwhile, Boston trying to rewrite the wrong that was last year. Good defensive play by Marchand. He gets bodied, though. Barkov down to Reinhart. Backdoor for Hagee. Can't put it to go. Can't put it to go. What the hell am I even saying? What a save, though, by, I think it's Jeremy Swayman in the net. Uh-oh, the Boston Bruins are headed to the power play. One last rush, though. Pasta gets robbed by Bobrovsky. Brad Marchand currently leading in points. Actually, David Pastrnak and Brad Marchand each tied with 17 apiece. Sam Reinhart already out of the box. Penalty time scaling down to 0 out of 6. I guess that's how fast it's going to go. What is going on? Why is number 27 tweaking in Boston zone? Why is he tweaking? Oh my God, is he okay? What the hell is going on? How long was he down here? Hampus Lindholm, number 27, was absolutely tweaking in the Boston Bruins' own end. How long was he doing this for? Oh my God, he sat here for a good minute. What happened to him? He's in front of the net here. He gets bodied. Oh my God, did he ever get bodied? And then he starts flopping around like a fish out of water. Now, the only negative about me watching overtimes is I could be here for literally ever watching the computers play. And it's kind of like watching paint dry, honestly. And here we are, overtime number 2 in Game 6 of the Boston and Florida series. Now, if there's no goals scored at the end of this overtime, I'm honestly just going to sim it. But they will head to the power play as David Pastrnak takes another tripping penalty. All right, let's see what Florida can do here on the power play. They got Lundell taking the draw. That's not a good sign, honestly. Pavel Zacha into Pastrnak. Great save by Bobrovsky. Yet again, passed it out to Zacha. Back to the point, McAvoy. Grzelcyk shot on net, and Bobrovsky says no. I mean, to be honest, that girl that went with Josh Giddey should have said no as well, but now there's a whole investigation going on about that. Heinen coming in, rebound, and they're going to put it home as Boston is headed to the conference finals for the first time since 2019. History will not repeat itself as they are not going to blow a 3-0 lead to the Florida Panthers. Bye-bye, Florida. Get the hell out of my lobby, kid.
Another day, another victory for the OGs.
And the Vancouver Canucks are off to the conference finals as they are not going to blow a 3-0 lead to the Seattle Kraken, as it looks like the St. Louis Blues are going to be joining them as they are going to beat Winnipeg in Game 7 of the second round. And there you go. Our conference finals matchups are set. We have Vancouver and St. Louis, Boston and Carolina. Let's see who is going to go on and advance to the Stanley Cup finals. And the St. Louis Blues are going to steal Game 1 over Vancouver 4-2. And Carolina is going to win their very first conference finals game, and I don't even know how long, since like 2006 or something. And St. Louis somehow is going to take a 2-0 series lead over Vancouver, as well as the Carolina Hurricanes as they go up 2-0 over Boston. I literally just realized this, but Carolina is 10-1 in the playoffs so far. And St. Louis is going to go up 3-0 after absolutely dominating Vancouver in Game 3, 5-1. And Carolina is also going to go up 3-0 over Boston. And the Vancouver Canucks are going to live to fight another day as they force a Game 5 after a 3-2 win. And the Boston Bruins are also going to force a Game 5 after a 3-2 win. Vancouver is going to dominate St. Louis 6-3 in Game number 5, and they will force a Game 6. As well as the Boston Bruins dominating Carolina 6-2. They are also going to force a Game 6. And the Vancouver Canucks are somehow going to force a Game 7 after yet again dominating St. Louis. And luckily for Carolina, they are off to the Stanley Cup Finals after beating Boston in Game 6. 3-2. Sebastian Aho is going to grab the overtime winner. And here we are in Game 7 between St. Louis and Vancouver as the Blues hold a 3-2 lead with 2 minutes to go here. A very tight check in Game 7. Vancouver trying to complete the comeback after being down 3-0 in the series. They forced a Game 7, but there's only 35 seconds to go. Not a lot of time whatsoever. Buchnevich comes in. What a save by Demko. I don't even think that's Demko in the net, and there it is. Jordan Kyrou is going to put it home for the St. Louis Blues as they are off to the Stanley Cup Final yet again. They made it back in 2019 and now in 24. And here we go in the Stanley Cup Finals. We have the St. Louis Blues versus the Carolina Hurricanes, who is going to go on and take home the Stanley Cup at the end of the 23-24 NHL season. St. Louis is going to dominate Carolina in Game 1, 5-2. Carolina is going to tie up the series with a Jordan Staal overtime winner in Game number 2. St. Louis is going to go up 2-1 after a 4-3 victory in Game number 3. And just like that, they are going back and forth as Carolina ties up the series at 2 apiece after a 4-2 victory. And the St. Louis Blues are one win away from the Stanley Cup after Kasperi Kapanen scores the overtime winner 3-2 victory over Carolina. And unfortunately, I wanted to jump in game number 6, but it doesn't look like it's going to be competitive whatsoever as Carolina is leading with 5 minutes to go, 6-0, as they are going to force a game 7 back at home. And the St. Louis Blues hold a 3-0 lead in game 7 of the Stanley Cup final over the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina might be out of this, I'm not even going to lie. 2 minutes to go, not a lot of time left. And there it is, the Stanley Cup waiting to be presented to the St. Louis Blues. Unfortunately, for all the fans in attendance, it's not going to go to Carolina as they are going to choke in Game 7. 5 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. As the St. Louis Blues are going to go all the way and win the Stanley Cup after defeating the Carolina Hurricanes in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. I believe their record for the playoffs was 16-10. So they went back and forth with a lot of teams throughout the playoff run, but it doesn't matter because they are going to get it done at the end of the season. Can you guys see this happening in real life, honestly? St. Louis making another miracle run like 2019, but it is NHL 24 at the end of the day. Torrey Krug is going to take home the Conn Smythe, 5 goals and 17 points. And there it is, the Stanley Cup being presented to the St. Louis Blues here in Carolina. As this is what would happen if the NHL regular season ended today. The St. Louis Blues and Captain Braden Shen here to lift the Stanley Cup for the second time in his NHL career, as he was on the 9-team playoff winning team. Stanley Cup winning team, whatever you want to call it, as the St. Louis Blues have gone all the way, winning the Stanley Cup in 2024. Now, for St. Louis Blues fans, I'm going to let this play, but if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more just like this. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.